Okay, so let me recapitulate what we discussed in the last session. So in the last session, if you remember, we discussed about the instantaneous center of rotation, and then we discussed like how this instantaneous center of rotation, it can be used to find out the velocity of a particular point, or you can say of a particular component in a mechanism, right? So today we will be taking these things forward, right? That how are we going to calculate this velocity to using a instantaneous center approach, right? So now let us discuss before going into that. Let us discuss an important theorem which is called as angular velocity ratio theorem. So rather than more than a theorem, it is just an approach to solve the numerical problems for velocity analysis using instantaneous center of rotation method, right? So let us see what is this angular velocity ratio theorem. So let me draw the diagram first. So if you remember, last time we located instantaneous center of rotation for a 4-bar mechanism, right? So this was my point number 1, 3. And then this was my point 2, 4. Correct. Now, let us say if in the same problem, right, the angular velocity of this input link is given. Okay, so for a particular configuration and at a particular instant of time, let us say the angular velocity of this link 2 is given, right? So what is given to us? See, again, we are going to talk in terms of what is given and what we have to find out, right? So this becomes actually easier to understand. So angular velocity omega 2, that means angular velocity of link 2 is given, right? Now, next we have to observe that what we have to find out. So we have to find out, let us say, the angular velocity of link 4, right? So this we have to find out, right? So now how to do this using instantaneous center of rotation approach, right? So see, when we are going to formulate the equation for all these things, right, then you will come to know like what is this angular velocity ratio theorem. So first of all, how to find out this omega 4 using instantaneous center of rotation approach when this omega 2 is given, right? So see, what we will try to do that, first of all, we will locate. So when you have such problems, what you do, just locate the common eye center for link 2 and link 4. So here, which is the common eye center for these two links? That is our instantaneous center of rotation 2, 4, right? So that means at a particular instant of time, you can imagine that both of these links, that is link 2 and link 4, right, at a particular instant, they can be imagined to rotate about this instantaneous center of rotation 2, 4. Fine. So this should be your first step. First, locate the common eye center. Then now, what you do, just simply consider the eye center 2, 4, right, on link 2. Find its linear velocity. That is very simple, right? Now, what I am just asking, Now, first of all, let us consider that this instantaneous center of rotation, right, it is lying on this link 2, right? So see, this is just a general representation of a link 2. So maybe you can assume that this link 2, let us assume that this is of such a shape, or it is a like circular disk that is going to contain this point 24, right? So you can form an imaginary disk. You can consider an imaginary disk at this link 2. It is an imaginary disk, right? That is going to contain this 0.24. And now you calculate the linear velocity of this 0.24, right? So can anyone just tell me what will be V24? What will be the linear velocity V24? So now just tell me, see, we can imagine at a particular instant, right, that this link 2 and 4, they are going to rotate about this instantaneous center of rotation 2, 4. Now at the same time, see, if you observe here, this link 2, right, now this link 2, it is also connected to this instantaneous center of rotation 1, 2, right? Now just tell me how are you going to find out the linear velocity if this omega 2 is given? This is very easy. So did you got my question? So did you get my question?
Yes, sir.
How to find out this linear velocity? What is the formula for linear velocity?
Sir, both the omegas would be same.
See, angular velocity of this is given, right? Now I'm just saying that, see, this instantaneous center, if you remember in the previous session, I already told that this instantaneous center 2, 4, it will be common to link 2 as well, and it will be common to this link 4 as well. Means it is common to both the links 2 and 4. Now first what I'm doing, I'm trying to consider this I24 on link 2. So I am imagining that this link 2 is just a flat circular disk and it is containing this 0.24. So just try to imagine this thing, right? So see, if you, let's say, draw a separate diagram, take this circular disk, right? And this is your 0.24, right? And then this is fixed at 0.12. And now this is your link 2. This circular disk is your link 2. And this is rotating with angular velocity omega 2. Now it's very easy to guess how to find out the linear velocity of this.
Omega 2 into link 24 minus 1.
Yeah, so now it's very easy. So what is this? This is simply, see, V equal to R omega. Now we all know that since this flat disk or link 2, it is going to rotate about this particular point, right? So now just join this with a straight line and this will be your velocity vector, right? V24 is equal to simply omega 2 multiplied by this radius, right? So V equal to R omega. Always remember this formula. V equal to R omega. So radius here is basically 1224, right? Multiplied by omega 2. Now, let us go ahead and just now what you do, now simply in the same way, see, I said this I center 2, 4 is common to both link 2 and 4. Now, just consider I center 2, 4 on link 4. So first is this one, and we already know that link 4 revolves about I center, right, 1, 4. So just take these 2 points into account, and now what actually I am interested to do is that again I'm interested to find out this v24, that is velocity of 0.24. But now the thing is that I'm now going to consider this I center on link 4. So let us say the for some time the assume the angular velocity of link 4 is omega 4. So always remember that omega 4 is the angular velocity which we have to find out, right? So v24 is simply omega 4 multiplied by, now just tell me here again, see, I'm considering this 0.24 on which link? On link 4. So again I can assume that this link 4 is again a large circular disk, right? You can again imagine this thing in this way, that again this is a large circular disk, this link 4, right? Or you can draw it separately, right? And now this large circular disk, it is again containing this 0.24, and now this link 4, it is again this circular disk, or you can say it is going to rotate about this I center I14, right? So now just tell me what will be the linear velocity of this one, that is v24.
14 minus 24
This is now very
into
obvious,
omega.
right? So again, you can consider this as a large disk, you can imagine, and now you can imagine that, okay, this is containing this 0.24. Now we know that this is rotating with some angular velocity omega 4, which we have to find out, right? And it is rotating about this instantaneous center of rotation 1,4, right? So now this becomes very obvious. So it will be simply v24 is equal to omega 4 multiplied by this radius, which is 2414. Okay. So this is our equation 2. This is our equation 1. Now, just tell me that I try to find out the linear velocity of this 0.24 by imagining, one time I imagine it on the link 2, another time I imagined it on the link 4, right? Now just tell me that in both the cases, in the equation 1 and 2, will the linear velocity of this 0.24 is going to remain the same? So will it be the same, this v24? If we calculate v24 from equation 1 and if we calculate v24 from equation 2, so are they going to be equal?
No, sir.
So it should be equal.
Right, it should be equal, right? So why it should be equal? This is obvious, because
At
that
one
point,
point, yes, sir.
right? So that point is the common I center for both link 2 and 4. And if you remember in the last session we discussed that the relative motion between link 2 and link 4, the relative motion, right? Or you can say the relative velocity between link 2 and link 4, at this point it is going to reduce to 0, right? So I am just saying the relative velocity, but always remember that the absolute velocity, there will always be some absolute velocity of this 0.24, right? So there will be no motion between link 2 and 4. That means that either you consider 0.24 on link 2 or you consider this 0.24 on link 4, it is going to move with the same velocity, right? So if let's say on point, if you imagine it on link 2, then it is going to move with velocity VA. If you imagine it on link 4, then it is going to move with velocity VB. Then always remember that this VA will always be equal to VB, right? Now, let us move ahead and then simply divide these two equations, that is 1 by 2. And now finally you will have your relation. So this relation will be simply omega 2 divided by omega 4. That is going to be equal to 2412 divided by 2414. So now this particular theorem is generally called as angular velocity ratio theorem. So this particular mathematical formulation, this is generally referred to as angular velocity ratio theorem. And now if you observe here that what is just happening, so it is very obvious that angular velocities, let me finish this thing in just one statement. So angular velocities,
Sir, that won't be omega 4 by omega 2 because it will be inversely proportional.
Right, sorry. It is omega 4 by omega 2, correct. Right. So now angular velocities of the links, right, will be simply inversely proportional to the distances of their common eye center from the corresponding centers of rotations. Right. So in book you can find more refined definition, but I think like just try to frame all these mathematical formulations into your own language. Rather you don't go by my language as well, right? Try to frame this thing in your own language so that it is easier for you to remember, right? So generally what happens, always think, observe one thing, that what we are actually trying to do here, we are simply applying the Kennedy theorem here as well. So always try to remember this thing, right? So Kennedy theorem, it deals with motion of three rigid bodies. So now here, how many rigid bodies are involved? 1, 2, 4. So if you clearly see these symbols, 2, 4, 1, 2, 2, 4, 1, 4, right? So three rigid bodies are involved. Out of this, these 2 and 4, they are moving relative to this fixed one. So this one is fixed and this one is moving. So now you can refine this definition further and you can say the angular velocities of two links, right, moving relative to a third link will be inversely proportional to the distances of their common eye centers from the corresponding centers of rotation. Right? That's it. So now let us try to apply this thing and try to solve a numerical problem. So now we will be moving to solve a numerical problem, and there we are going to apply this angular velocity ratio theorem. Right? So this is just a general theorem. Just don't take it like don't make it like that too much complex. So just consider this as a general theorem. And what my point is, like, you have to just remember the fundamental. So fundamental is only this thing, that in such cases first locate the common eye center, and then you just imagine that eye center on at one time at on a particular link, and at another time on the another link, right? So and then just calculate the linear velocity and then find out the ratio. So you will come to know when we will solve some numerical problems, right? But just remember the fundamental. Now let us take a problem here. Right. So now this is the problem which is provided to you. Now what are given? So the crank length that is given as 200, then this length is given as 800 mm, right? Now the position of this crank, right, at a particular instant of time that is given, that is at a particular instant, this crank OA, it is making an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal, right? Now what we have to find out? So first of all, find out velocity of slider, right? And then next you have to find out angular velocity of connecting rod. So we all know, so which link is the connecting rod here? So let's say if I mark this as 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this one is 4. So which link is the connecting rod here in this configuration?
3.
Yeah, link 3. So just it's a slider crank mechanism and it is a representation of IC engine. So at least try to go through whatever I have taught previously, right? Just try to revise all those things. That is very important. So now angular velocity of connecting rod, that means in free link, right? And further, what is given to you? The omega tool. So let me now directly call it as omega tool. That is angular velocity of this crank, or you can say the link 2, that is given as, let's say, 40 radian per second. Now let us try to solve this problem using instantaneous center of rotation approach. So see, first of all, like few days back, I got an email from one of the student that like he was finding it difficult to draw the configuration. Right? So either you go for velocity analysis by eye center approach, or by, let's say, the graphical or the vector approach. Right? In both the cases, you need to draw this configuration first on the sheet. Always remember. So first you need to draw this entire configuration on the sheet. So how are you going to draw it? So let's say, first of all, this is given to us. So let's say if I have to draw this configuration on a sheet, right? So now just draw a horizontal line, right? Then draw this link of length 2a at an angle of 30 degree. See, so these things you have to actually, this is just a simple geometry and nothing else. Like, so you have to keep this thing in mind that how to draw this. So let's say I draw a line OA of 200 mm, or let's say choose a proper scale, right? Then OA 200 mm, and then this is a 30 degree, right? Now what you do, take your this compass, now keep this compass here, right? And you just make an arc of 800 mm somewhere at this point, right? So this will locate your this point slider, right? So this is how in all the cases you are going to draw the configuration on the sheet. So once you draw the configuration on the sheet, then you proceed for the remaining analysis. So just remember this thing, right? So don't just do that you are going to measure like what is given on the sheet. So that don't do like that okay, you took a protector and you took a scale and you are just measuring on the sheet, right? So if I gave you a paper, if I give you this configuration on a paper and I ask you to solve these things, and just don't do that you have to measure it on the sheet. You have to actually draw it on your own answer sheet, right? So just remember this thing. Now let us try to solve this problem using IC approach. So let us go one by one. Let me again draw this diagram. O, A, now this O, A, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fine. So now, just first of all, what you have to do, you have to simply find out the velocity of slider. So see, this is a simple mechanism, very simple mechanism. So what will we do? First of all, we will locate all the eye centers. Actually, this is a very easy question. So just locate the eye centers first, right? So how many eye centers will be there? First of all, let me mark that 1, 2. Then just quickly tell me what will be the eye centers. So how many eye centers will be there? So n is equal to 4. So 4 minus 1 divided by 2. That means how many? 6 eye centers will be there. So now just tell me the name of for those eye centers. So just tell me quickly 1, 2, then after this
2,
2,
3,
3.
1, 3, then
1, 4,
1, 4, then
2, 3,
2, 3,
2, 4,
2, 4, and
3,
then
4.
3, 4. So see, this is very easy. Just try to actually name all those eye centers in this way: 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, 4, and at last 3, 4. This is very easy, right? Now let us see like which eye centers which are known to us. So first of all, is it this 1, 2 is known to us, obviously. So let us mark those eye centers which are permanent, or maybe which you can say like the eye centers which are located at this simple revolute pairs. So now this is 1, 2 eye center, 2, 3. This is very easy. So now this is 3, 4. Now tell me what will be the eye center for this 1, 4? Where is it going to lie for this 1, 4?
Sir, infinite.
at infinity.
right? So now this 1 4, it is going to lie at infinity, correct? Now let us see this. So 1 2 is given, correct? Then 2 3 is provided to us, right? And then this 3 4 is given to us, right? So any other IC which is known to us, 1 4. Okay, so this 1 4 is also known to us. So which two instantaneous center we have to find out? First of all, this 1 3, and another one is this 2 4. Okay, so let me do this thing in a like shortcut way, right? So either you can go through this way, that is 1, then you draw this 2, then you draw this 3, and then you draw this 4. So always move clockwise, just remember, right? 1 2 3 4. Then now you have to find out 1 3. So join this 1 3, right? So 1 3 will be on the intersections of line 1 2 2 3 and 1 4 3 4. So one way is this. Another way, I will simply like follow the shortcut approach, because this is a very simple mechanism. So what I'm going to do now, just extend this. Just extend this, right? And here. Okay, let me just slightly refine it, because I think it will not be possible for me to cover the slide. So let me slightly refine this diagram. So see, I am doing here, but you have, when you draw it on your answer sheet, so just be careful that look for sufficient space in your answer sheet. Otherwise, it is going to be difficult to draw this. So just remember all these things. So now this is point A, and now this is point 2 3. Now simply extend this, and then extend this. So what I am just trying to do here, see, if you carefully observe, I am doing nothing. I am just trying to extend all these things, right? So wherever I am finding out that, okay, wherever it's possible to extend the lines and just get an intersection point, right? So just I'm trying to do that. And later on, I will decide like which eye center is this. So let's say I extended this one, right? The 1 4 instantaneous center, right? Which was lying at infinity. So obviously this will be just a straight line, right? Perpendicular to this 1 2 3 4 line, right? And then another one, I extended this line 1 2 2 3, right? And I found out that they are intersecting at this point 1 3. So now the point is how I decided this should be 1 3. Okay, so let me just tell you a shortcut way. See, just write down 1 2 2 3. One intersection you took this, and another intersection is basically this 1 4 3 4, right? So nothing else. 1 4 3 4. So you can simply judge it from this simple relation only. So see, 2 is the common point here. So you just replace this 2. And then the remaining numbers will be just 1 3, right? So here also, if you replace this 4 4, so the remaining numbers will be just 1 3. So this is a shortcut way, but just try to apply the shortcut way only when you have very simple mechanisms. So this is not going to work for very complex mechanisms, right? So for complex mechanisms, just follow this approach. So I will come to that later on. We will try a problem on complex mechanisms as well. So now this will be 1 3, and finally, if you see it, right? So see, this, since this is 1 4, this is the motion of link 4 relative to this fixed link 1, and it is lying at infinity. So obviously this 1 4 you can imagine here also, right? Because it is going to define the relative motion with respect to this fixed link. So 1 4 you can imagine at this point also. Now you just draw a straight line here as well, right? And just extend this line 2 3 3 4. Now this will be which instantaneous center? Just tell me.
2 4.
This will be simply 2 4, right? So one way is that you just connect it in this square with this dotted line, right? And you say that 2 4 will be the intersection of 2 3 3 4 and 1 2 1 4. Other way is directly if you extend this, right? Yeah, if you extend all these lines quickly, so now you can say this was 1 2 1 4, right? So you are extending just this line. So this 1 1 is common. Then the remaining numbers are just simply 2 4. So this is just a shortcut approach. And the standard approach is this. So both of these things you can follow, but just try to follow the shortcut only for simple mechanisms, not for very complex mechanisms. So now let us come to our question, that what we have to actually find out. We have to find out the velocity of this slider, right? So now just tell me quickly, how can we do it? So now I am asking you, how can we do it? How to find out this velocity of a slider? See, first of
It
all,
will be equals to OA plus AB.
no, we are not going to follow the vector approach. We will simply follow the instantaneous center approach. Right?
Okay, sir.
My point is, just if you have to find out this velocity of a slider, so always see in any numerical problem, be it any subject, fluid mechanics or strength of materials or any other subject, right? So first of all, just try to note down the points which are given to you, right? So what is provided to you here in this case? So in this case, see, omega 2 is given, right? Now this 2 4, it is common to this link 2 and this link 4 as well. We know that. So we can imagine this 2 4 on link 2, and we can imagine this link 2 4 on link 4 as well, right? So we can again imagine that this link 2 is simply a circular disk, big circular disk, which is going to contain this point 2 4. And in the similar way, we can imagine that, okay, this link 4 is a flat slider, a big rectangular slider, which is going to contain this point 2 4, right? So now, but we will start first with the link 2, right? So consider this point 2 4 on link 2. Now just tell me, what will be the linear velocity of this point 2 4? So why I considered on link 2? Because at least for link 2, I know the angular velocity. Right? If I go to link 3, link 4, nothing is known. But at least for this link, this angular velocity is known. So this can be utilized, right, to move ahead. So just tell me quickly that what will be this V24?
Omega 2 into 1 2 minus 2 4, and omega 2 is given 40.
Right? So now this is very simple, right? So if you imagine this, consider this 0.24 on link 2, and you imagine this link 2, this crank OA, as a big circular disk or maybe of any shape such that it is going to contain this 0.24. So it is very obvious. So we know that this link to it is rotating about this point, right? 1, 2. And now V24 will be simply what? Omega 2 multiplied by radius. So what is the radius? That is simply 1, 2, 2, 4, right? So now this is 40 multiplied by, now you take your scale, you put your scale on your answer sheet where you have drawn this configuration diagram, you measure this length, and then you put this length here, right? So now, what should be our next step? This is a very, very easy question, right? And why this question is actually important, because such kind of questions, they are asked in competitive examination. In competitive examination, you won't be asked like too much complex questions. They are going to actually ask you like very simple questions like this, right? So they will actually twist this question somewhere and they will ask you. So just tell me what should be my next step. So this is fine, that okay, I measured 1, 2, 2, 4 and I calculated. Now let us say this V24, it is giving me some value, maybe let's say like 5 meter per second or something. Right? So let us say now it is known to us. Now what should be my next step?
On link 3 with 24 point, we have to assume on link 3.
So you have to find out the velocity of a slider, correct? And the slider link is which number? It is link number 4, correct? So now you took the instantaneous center, which is common to 2 and 4, correct? So now one time you considered on link 2. So what should be my next step? So I consider 2, 4 on link 2. And now I have to find out the velocity of a slider 4. क्या होना चाहिए? What should be our next step? It's very obvious. I think just tell me quickly. So what we did in the angular velocity ratio theorem here. So one time I considered on 2, 4 on link 2. Another time I considered it on which link? So another time I considered it on link 4. So here also you have to do the same thing, right? So one time you considered it on link 2. Another time you just consider it on link 4. So consider 1, 2, 4, link 4, right? So now see here, this V24 is completely known to me, right? So obviously, if I consider this point 24 on link 4, then again V24 will be equal to simply the same value, 5 meter per second. But what we will come to know here, that this velocity will be in the horizontal direction, because we know that the slider is going to move in the horizontal direction, right? So now this is very obvious. So now this V24 equal to 5 meters per second, this will be actually the velocity of a slider at that particular instant, right? Because why? Because now I can imagine that this 24 I'm considering on link 4, and at that particular instant I'm imagining that this link 4, it is going to be a, let's say, like big rectangle which is going to contain this 0.24, right? So at that particular instant, this 0.24, it will have the same velocity if you consider it on, let's say, link 2, and or if you consider it on link 4. So since this 2.24 now I have considered on link 4, so obviously that this V24, it will be equal to this value only, because the velocity of this 0.24, it is not going to change, right? So V24 is equal to 5 meter per second, and the direction will be horizontal. So now you can easily see from the configuration diagram as well, right? So if you draw this velocity vector here, so you can easily guess that it will perpendicular to this. It will be perpendicular to this 1, 2, 2, 4 line. And here we all know that the, this slider, it is going to move in the horizontal direction. So now this, the velocity of a slider will be 5 meter per second. Now the next thing which you have to find out is the angular velocity of connecting node. So now I leave this to you, right? How to find out this omega 3, right? So this is very easy. So even it is not, I think, provided in the book as well. So just try to find out this omega 3. And if you don't understand, then just ping me. I will tell you how to find out angular velocity of connecting node. So now this is very easy, right? So I think now since this V24 and all this velocity of a slider, this is known to us. So the simply point is that you have to take only this velocity vector, and then omega 3 will be simply the velocity vector divided by this 2, 3, 3, 4, right? So just try to figure out those things. Now let us move to next problem. So did you, okay, so let me take a pause. Did you got it? Like how it happened? Did you understood it, or like shall I repeat it? So any doubt till this point?
Sir, I didn't get this slider velocity.
Okay, so see, this is very obvious. If you go to this angular velocity ratio theorem, what I just said, that this 2, 4, right? You can imagine this 2, 4 on link 2 and link 4, both, right? And in both the cases, since it is a common point, right? It's a eye center point. So its velocity will remain the same. This is obvious. Per single point, it cannot have two velocities, right? So be it in magnitude and direction, both. So it cannot have two velocities. That is very, very obvious. So now one time I considered it on link 2. So I just calculated the linear velocity like this. And then another time I considered it on link 4, and I calculated the linear velocity like this, right? And we know this V24 is going to remain the same. So we just divided the equation 1 by 2. So now coming to our numerical problem. Here also I have done the same thing, right? So first what I did, that since I have to find out the velocity of this slider, right? So first of all, what I did, that I choose the instantaneous center which is common to both of this link 2 and link 4. So why I choose link 2? Because for link 2, at least I know what is the angular velocity, right? For link 2, at least I know what is the angular velocity, which is equal to 40 radian per second. So I choose link 2, and then finally I choose the link 4 where we have to find out the linear velocity, right? So now what I did, I first located their common eye center, which is 2, 4, right? Now after that, the process is very, very easy. After that, I just decided that, okay, the common side eye center is 2, 4. So let us imagine this 2, 4 on link 2 first. So when I consider this instantaneous center 2, 4 on link 2, then I simply calculated the linear velocity. So the linear velocity will be simply, we know that V equal to R omega, right? So omega is given. Now you imagine this link to something like this. Right? You imagine this link to something like this, that it is a flat plate, and simply it contains the 2, 4 point, and it is rotating with angular velocity omega 2, right, about this point 1, 2. So now we know that this linear velocity will be simply V24 equal to omega 2, 1 to 2, 4. Now what you did, now since this 2, 4, it is common to link 4 as well. So now you consider this 2, 4 on link 4. Now it is very, very obvious that since if you imagine, so if you imagine this link 4 in the form of a big rectangular slide like this, right? So now this slider, it is also going to contain this 0.24, right? So this is slider, it is also going to contain this 0.24, right? And we already have the velocity of this 0.24 when we imagined it on the link 2. And we know that either you take it on link 2 or link 4, the velocity of this point is going to remain the same. So that's it, nothing else. So now we can directly say that if we consider 0.24 on link 4, so the velocity of a slider, it will be simply 5 meters per second only, right? So we know that because the velocity of this 0.24, it is going to remain the same. So it doesn't matter either you take it on link 2 or link 4, it doesn't matter, right? So now we simply imagine that this link 4 slider, it is going to contain this 0.24 as well. And then finally we can simply declare that, okay, the velocity of a slider will be equal to the velocity of this 0.24. And at that particular instant, you can see that both are having this direction. So if you take it on link 2, then also you can easily imagine that this V24 vector, it will be perpendicular to this line. Or if you take it on this link 4, then also you can imagine that this slider, it will always move in horizontal direction, right? So I think it's clockwise is given, sorry. So its clockwise rotation is given. So it is going to move in a horizontal direction. So then again, the velocity of this one is going to remain in the same direction. So I think now it's clear.
Yes, sir. Thank
So
you.
still, if it is not clear, then okay, no problem. Just text me, like we will discuss it further. So I think there is no such big thing into this, big deal into this. Okay, so let me tell you then how are you going to calculate the angular velocity of connecting rod. So let us discuss that also. I think that is going to make the things more clear. So can anyone just tell me that how can we calculate this omega 3? Anybody?
Assuming 2, 4 on link 3.
So will 2, 4 be useful in this case? See, that is the mistake, like which I am trying to say you, that now you cannot imagine 2, 4 on link 3. Why?
Sir, we can compare V24 equals to V13 and then calculate V omega 3.
Okay. See, so when I talk of eye center 2, 4, so always remember that you cannot imagine this 0.24 on link 3, right? Because this is common to only link 2 and link 4, right? Now it cannot be imagined on any other link. You cannot imagine it on link 1 as well. It will be common to only link 2 and 4. So which eye center is let's say common to link 3, right? Or which eye center can be related to link 3? Just tell me.
1-3.
1, 3 can be connected, right? Or 3, 4 can be connected to link 3. But now this cannot be connected, right? 2, 4 cannot be related to link 3. So now just tell me, you see, for a particular instant, so this is the eye center of rotation. Now it is very obvious for a particular instant, you can imagine that this whole link, right? entire link 3, it is going to rotate about this 1 3, right? That means what I'm trying to convey here is that the velocity of this point A, the velocity of this point B, or you can simply say the point 2 3 and 3 4, you can imagine that they are just rotating, or they are just moving around this point 1 3, right? So how to actually solve this problem? Imagine, see, you can again imagine that this link 3, it is again of any arbitrary shape you can take. Now this link 3 is of any arbitrary shape. Now it is containing one point, which is which point? 2 3 point. Now it is containing now sorry, another point, which is which point? 3 4 point, right? So now these are 2 points. Now at a particular instant, it also contains, sorry, it also contains this point. So let me just try to actually make this thing more clear. So you have to just imagine, right? So then only like it will be possible. So again, it is containing one more point, which is what point? 1 3 point. Now at a particular instant, I can imagine this whole link 3. So this link 3 of any arbitrary shape, right? It is turning around this point 1 3, right? So that means this, let us say this V through 4 and 2 3 4 point, right? They are also rotating, or they are also turning related to this IC, which is 1 3 at a particular instant of time. And we all know that this 1 3, it is related to a fixed link 1, so the third rigid body, right? So now you can simply say here that this will be your V23, or this will be your, let's say, see, this is very, very easy. Just try to imagine, and this will be your V34 somewhere here. Now just tell me like how to calculate this omega 3. This is now very easy. So omega 3 will be some linear velocity, obviously, right? Because we know that V equal to R omega divided by, right, some radius. So now just here you have to figure out which radius shall I take, or which linear velocity shall I take here. So shall I take V34? Will that be useful? Anyone?
No,
Shall I
sir.
take V34 or V23? Just tell me this thing quickly.
V23.
Simply take V23, right? Why V23? Because we already know that this is common to link 2, and you can easily calculate this velocity. So this, when you consider this point 2 3 on link 2, right? Because now this 2 3 point is common to link 2 and 3, obviously. Then when you consider this point 2 3 on link 2, so V23 will be simply omega 2 multiplied by OA. That's it, right? So now you know V23 divided by what will be the radius? The radius will be simply 1 3 2 3. Now you can calculate this. So you can all relate this as well with V34 as well, right? So see, first of all, in this V34, what mistake I have done? So see, it is clockwise. So actually, the direction should be like this. I'm sorry. The direction should be just opposite. Correct? So now you can easily say that V34 is nothing. V34 is simply this one, because this 3 4 point is also on your what slider. So if you consider this point on a slider, so it is going to move with this velocity only. And again, you take V34 as 5, and then V34 divided by 1 3. So now you can relate to both of them in a way, right? So just try to think about this. Now let us move to next problem. Let us try to solve one more numerical problem to make the things more clear. Okay, so now let's take another numerical problem. So just give me a few moments. Okay, so now let us try to solve this numerical problem. So this is your link. Okay, so now this is a six link mechanism which is provided to you, right? So the dimensions OA, OB, AB, BC, and then CD, all these are given to you, right? Now let us quickly name these links. One, then this is your link two, three, then you have this link four. So this link BC is a single link, always remember. So it is just pivoted at this point. So don't consider that link CQ and QB is different. Both are same, right? So it is the fact is that it is just pivoted, pin jointed at this particular point. Now you have this four, then five, and then six. So first of all, what you have to find out, first problem is that you have to find out the velocities of the intermediate points. Intermediate points, that means B, C, and D. Fine. Sorry, intermediate points B and C. And then second, you have to find out velocity of slider. And then third, you have to find out angular velocities of links AB, BC, and CD. Okay, so just okay, let us stop here. I think maybe for today it could become too much complex for all of you. So let us take this numerical in the next session, right? And maybe like we will try to finish till acceleration diagram, right? Before mid semester. So just I'm going very slow because of this the thing point fact that like these things are really very much complex. But what my suggestion to you, just go and just try to revise before coming for the next lecture. Try to revise everything, otherwise you won't get anything. And another like difficulty is that you guys try to interact with me, whatever doubt clear, because what I observe, like you guys are just I don't know like what is going behind this screen, right? So the video is turned off and all those things, right? So the interactions are what I observe, like they are minimal. So just raise any query, like if you have any doubt or anything, maybe that's why I finished my lecture within just 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes max, right? So that we can discuss the queries and all doubts like related to this subject, like for at least like 10 to 15 minutes. And the point is like uh, you can raise query, ask questions only if you go through this, if you revise this whatever I have talked to you like every day. So that is my point. Okay. Okay, so let us stop here and we will solve this numerical problem later on. Okay. So any doubt till now, till this point, any doubt if you have? Anyone? Any doubt till this point?
No, sir.
Okay. So anything else which you guys want to ask? So beside this, like if anything else you want to ask.
Sir,
See,
sir, you said you were going to give an assignment. So when will you be giving?
yeah, soon I am going to provide it. And the another thing I would like to mention, so my assignment will be slightly like different. The point is like I will give you something interesting to work, and for practice you have n number of numerical problems in the book. So for practice you can see those problems, right? So I am not going to give you a lot of problems in the assignment, right? For practice purpose you have SS Ratan, you have then other books as well in the library, maybe Shigley or something like that. So you can refer all those books always. Even SS Ratan is also sufficient. But the point is like assignment, I will give you like something different, maybe related to SolidWorks or MATLAB simulation or something like that. Because ultimately, like I don't want to make the assignments like very like, boring or that kind of thing. Okay, fine. So anything else? Okay, then shall I end the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, thank you. Thank you all of you.
Thank you.